皆さんお疲れ様です。このチャンネルでは漫画や映画を英語で紹介することで、飽きずに楽しく英語を勉強することを目的としています。英語を聞くことを毎日の習慣としてリスニング力を伸ばしましょう。
もしこの動画が気に入っていただけましたら、高評価、チャンネル登録をよろしくお願いします。また、この動画で学んだ単語はメモとしてコメント欄をご活用ください。
それでは本日のリスニング学習スタートです。
Hello everyone. Welcome to the English Listening Studio. Today I'm going to introduce the famous movie Back to the Future. Introduction, the story and its impact. Back to the Future trilogy is one of the most popular movie series ever made. Directed by Robert Zemeckis and written by Zemeckis and Bob Gale, the films were released between 1985 and 1990. The trilogy is known for its exciting adventures in time travel, filled with funny moments, exciting action, and important lessons about life. The main story is about a teenager named Marty McFly, who goes on a wild ride through time with the help of his friend, a crazy scientist named Doc Brown. The movies explore what would happen if you could travel to different time periods, past, present, and future, and how even small changes in history can have big effects. The trilogy is more than just a fun set of films, it has also had a big impact on popular culture. Many of the characters, phrases, and ideas introduced in these films have stayed with audiences for decades. In this essay, we will look at the plot, characters, themes, and why these films are still loved by many people today. The making of Back to the Future. Before it became a hit, Back to the Future was just an idea. Bob Gale, the writer, had a simple thought. What if I could go back and meet my parents when they were my age? This idea led him to write the first version of the script. After it was finished, Gale and Robert Zemeckis, the director, began working together to make the film. Their goal was to create a fun movie that combined science fiction with real-world ideas about family and relationships. The movie would not have been the same without the choice of actors. Michael J. Fox was chosen to play Marty McFly, and he became very popular after the film was released. Fox was great at making people laugh and showed the audience how a normal teenager might react to crazy time travel situations. At first, another actor, Eric Stoltz, was cast as Marty, but they decided to replace him because he didn't fit the funny, energetic personality they needed. Michael J. Fox was perfect for the role, and his performance became iconic. Christopher Lloyd was chosen to play Doc Brown, a genius inventor who creates the time machine. Lloyd's performance was full of energy, and he made Doc Brown one of the most unforgettable characters in film history. The chemistry between Fox and Lloyd, as Marty and Doc, helped make the film even more enjoyable. Together, they created a unique duo that audiences could relate to and care about. Plot breakdown, a fun ride through time. 1. Back to the Future, 1985. The first movie in the trilogy introduces Marty McFly, a typical teenager in 1985. He has a cool life, he has a girlfriend, friends, and a love for rock and roll. However, Marty's life changes when he gets involved with Dr. Emmett Brown, or Doc, a quirky scientist who has invented a time machine. The time machine is built inside a DeLorean car, and it uses a special device called the flux capacitor to travel through time. One night, Marty accidentally travels back in time to 1955, using the time machine. In 1955, he meets his younger parents, George and Lorraine, and accidentally disrupts their first meeting. If he doesn't fix the situation, he might never be born. Marty needs to find a way to make sure his parents fall in love, so he can return to the future. Marty gets help from the younger Doc Brown, who is shocked to see a future version of himself. Together, they try to repair the timeline and fix history. The movie is a fun and exciting adventure, and it also teaches us about the importance of the choices we make in life. Even the smallest decisions can change the future. 2. Back to the Future Part 2, 1989. In the second movie, Marty and Doc travel to the future, the year 2015, to stop a disaster from happening. Marty's future son is about to get in trouble, so they go to prevent it. However, while in 2015, Biff Tannen, the villain from the first movie, steals a sports almanac, a book that has all the sports scores from the past, and uses it to get rich and powerful. By going back to 1955 with the almanac, Biff changes the timeline and creates a terrible future where he controls everything. To fix the timeline, Marty and Doc have to go back to 1955 and make sure Biff doesn't use the almanac. This leads to another series of exciting moments, including racing against time and avoiding past versions of themselves. The second movie is full of twists and turns, showing the consequences of messing with history. One of the most memorable parts of the movie is the way it shows the future in 2015. There are flying cars, hoverboards, and self-lacing shoes, all of which fascinated audiences at the time. Even though many of the technologies shown in the movie haven't been invented yet, some have inspired real-life inventions, like the hoverboard. 3. Back to the Future Part 3, 1990. The third movie in the series takes Marty and Doc to the Old West in 1885. Doc Brown has been accidentally sent back to the 19th century, and Marty discovers that he's about to be killed by a dangerous outlaw named Buford Mad Dog Tannen, who is Biff's great-grandfather. Marty decides to travel to the past to save Doc, but things get complicated when Doc falls in love with a woman named Clara. In the Old West, Marty and Doc must work together to escape danger and find a way to return to 1985. The movie uses many Western movie tropes, like horseback riding, duels, and saloons, but still stays true to the time travel theme. The film also focuses on the idea of destiny and how we can choose to change our futures. The ending of the trilogy is heartwarming, as Marty and Doc realize that while time travel can change things, it's the relationships we have and the choices we make that truly shape our lives. Themes: what the movies teach us. The Back to the Future movies are not just fun adventures, they also teach us important lessons about life. Here are some of the key themes in the trilogy. The power of choice. The films show us how even small decisions can change the future. In the first movie, Marty's actions in the past could cause him to disappear from existence. This shows us that our choices matter and can affect not just our lives, but the lives of others. Fate and free will. The idea of fate, whether we're destined for something or if we can change our future, is explored throughout the trilogy. In the second movie, the characters deal with the idea of alternate timelines, showing that changing the past can lead to a completely different future. The films suggest that while we might be influenced by fate, we also have the power to make our own choices. Family and friendship. Throughout the trilogy, Marty's relationships with his family and Doc are central to the plot. The films show us that we are shaped by the people we love and that working together with friends can help us overcome challenges. Doc, in particular, is a father figure to Marty, even though they come from very different backgrounds. Responsibility. The characters must take responsibility for their actions. Whether it's Marty fixing the problems he caused in the past, or Doc understanding the dangers of time travel, the films emphasize that we must be careful about the consequences of our actions. Cultural impact. Why Back to the Future endures. Back to the Future became a huge success when it was first released, and its popularity has only grown over the years. The movies have influenced many other films, TV shows, and books about time travel. The iconic DeLorean, with its shiny silver body and gull-wing doors, has become a symbol of the trilogy. Catchphrases like "Great Scott!" Doc's favorite exclamation, and "Where we're going, we don't need roads," said by Doc at the end of the first movie, are still remembered and quoted by fans. The films have been parodied and referenced in many other movies and TV shows, cementing their place in pop culture. The trilogy also predicted some of the technologies we have today, like video calls and self-tying shoes. While we don't yet have flying cars or hoverboards, the films have inspired inventors to think about the future in creative ways. Conclusion: why we still love Back to the Future. The Back to the Future trilogy is more than just a series of entertaining movies about time travel. It's a story about family, friendship, making choices, and understanding the impact those choices have on our future. The movies have left a lasting mark on pop culture, inspiring generations of fans and creators alike. Whether it's the unforgettable characters, the exciting adventures, or the timeless themes, Back to the Future will continue to be enjoyed by people of all ages for many years to come. It shows us that while the future may be uncertain, the choices we make today shape the world of tomorrow. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.